So if you're making videos, producing them, posting them, distributing them, but you're not really getting traction, you're not getting the results that you hope to get. Today, let's talk about how to make your videos convert better. We'll start with talking about the kind of videos that you've been doing so far. Before we get into that, let's talk about the kind of company you are or the kind of brand that you represent. In my opinion, I think we should categorize companies into two. Number one, the product-based companies. I mean, you're creating physical products that consumers can actually touch and interact with. Secondly, you are a service-based business. This could be a consultancy, a law firm, or things that are not exactly physical or products where people can interact with. So those are the two major categories of companies that we'll be using in today's video. The next step will be figuring out what goal you want your videos to achieve and what stage of your funnel your business is at or your particular campaign is at. When we talk about what a sales funnel is, I mean, as you know, every single business must have a sales funnel, which essentially is the customer journey from initial interaction to the final sale. So all of those steps that are in between, your business must have itemized or designed that journey. A good analogy would be, for instance, you meet a girl at the bar, first sighting of the girl, she catches your fancy, you start conversation, you get a number, after that day at the bar, you guys have conversations, you go on 1 day, 2 dates, 3 dates, you guys, begin to connect, you propose to her, and she says yes, and you eventually get married. That marriage is the sale, right? However, the funnel is all of those activities that have happened in between leading up to that marriage. A typical sales funnel will start from the top of the funnel, which is the initial contact, sighting the girl at the bar, and it ends at the bottom of the funnel, which is your final proposal to her, she says yes, and you conclude the sale, which is the marriage. So the journey usually will start from the top of the funnel and ends at the bottom of the funnel, which is the sale. So you get the analogy and the drift. With regards to sales funnel that we're going to be using in this video and a couple of other videos, there are 3 major stages to a sales funnel, which is the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and the bottom of the funnel. And we'll be making reference to these 3 major stages in this video. Now it's time for us to dive into a couple of examples with regards to the type of company you are or the type of brand you represent in relation to the stage of your sales funnel or with regards to the campaign you're trying to run. So we'll start with a product-based company. Like I mentioned earlier, a product-based company is essentially one that creates physical products that customers can physically interact with. The first stage that we'll be talking about with regards to the funnel will be the top of the funnel. If your campaign is at the stage of the top of the funnel, there are different kinds of videos that you can create for a physical or product-based company. Some of them will be videos that talk about the company values. So what I mean by company values, they're like mini interviews where the founders or the senior management team talk about what drives the company, what makes the company tick, they talk about the company culture, and talk about what the vision and mission of the company is. Another one will be, a brief reel out of the product line, different categories of products that the company manufactures or creates. Another one will be your typical commercials that generally will drive awareness towards the brand. So these are the kind of video content that you can create when your campaign is really at the top of the funnel. The next stage will be the middle of the funnel for a product-based company. So for videos that are for the middle of the funnel, generally you're going to be talking about product demos, showing products in use, let people understand deeply, what your products are about, how they work, what unique ingredients go into creating your products, what your competitive advantage is for your product. For instance, if it's a beverage product. You're going to be talking about the different ingredients that go into creating the product. If you're talking about healthy drinks, you're going to go into the details about how you source your materials or your ingredients, how you put little or no preservatives into them. So these are the kind of videos that you're going to be doing. If it's like a lot more complicated products, like gadgets, you're going to talk about how people use the products. If it's a phone brand, for instance, you're going to be talking about the unique features of the phone. You talk about how sharp the camera is, or how far it can zoom in, if your phone shoots 4K, things like that. Those are the details you're going to be discussing or talking about in videos that are targeted at the middle of the funnel. It's really about the product and what sets your product apart. So for a product-based company, that is doing or running campaigns targeted at the bottom of the funnel, you're really going to be talking about getting people to actually buy your product. You've run through campaigns that target the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel. Now you're at the bottom of the funnel, where people know about your brand, know about how your products work, and now they should be able to make the decision to buy. So videos you're going to be creating at this stage will be things like offers, promos. So there are different strategies you can apply to videos here. You can use the rule of scarcity, where you say, it's limited offer only, offer ends at so date, things like that, just to get people to buy your product. And one critical element that must be in videos at this stage will be your very strong call to action. You need people to take action once they watch the videos at this stage. So there are different kinds of call to action that you can use in these videos. It could be buy, sign up, so you can gather data so your sales team can follow up with them. But you need your customers or your viewers or audience to take action when they watch the videos at this stage. Next, we're going to move to service-based companies. We'll start with the top of the funnel for service-based businesses. So we're going to talk about things like the founder statement, where obviously for service-based businesses, they're most likely going to be driven by the personalities of the founders or the senior management teams. So it's important for those people to come to the fore for them to be seen and heard. So founder statements, senior management statements, things like corporate film. So if you have facilities, let people see what the culture is like. Let people see that, okay, you have a competent team that takes care of their business. So those are the kind of videos that you're going to be doing at the top of the funnel. So the goal for this kind of videos will be for the customers to build trust in your brand. So for the middle of the funnel for service-based businesses, I'm going to be talking about videos like mini documentaries showcasing your services. Most importantly, for this stage of the funnel, things like client testimonials. This also help further build the trust. Find very interesting customers that you served in the past. You can speak to them, let them talk about what the experience was like working with your brand. You'll be shocked how when people see others that have used the services, it becomes like a no-brainer, and they also want to try out because they see themselves in the clients that are giving a testimonial. It creates that bond, and it's a very effective tool in converting new customers. So for the bottom of the funnel for service-based businesses, you're going to be talking about things like promos, offers, FAQs, which is frequently asked questions. You can talk about how easy it is for new customers to sign up to your brand. This especially applies to consultancy businesses. So people, even law firms as well, because people also want to find out how easy it is to employ your services. Again, for the bottom of the funnel, a very critical element is the call to actions. So for service-based businesses, most likely would be sign-ups, which will be used in the videos, in whatever video you create. Ensure that your call to action would drive people to sign up so you can get their data. So what this means is when people sign up based on the videos you've created at this level of the funnel, essentially they are leads because they're interested in your services. So your sales team has to pick it up from there and convert them immediately. So apart from sign-ups, another very effective call to action will be book a consultation. So you can use tools like Calendly and other popular booking tools, which you can embed on your website or embed in your actual sponsored posts. So what happens is people can then book a session based on available dates. So if you're familiar with tools like Calendly, all you need to do is once you get on the landing page, you pick a date, pick available time slots, and automatically the sales teams get that notification and they can quickly follow up. So that is essentially a new lead that you must be able to convert to a customer. So yeah, we've talked about the different types of videos that you can do with regards to both product-based businesses and service-based businesses, and at the 3 different levels of your sales funnel. Now I want to talk about different tips that will help you improve your videos that you intend to create. Number 1 tip will be to optimize for audio on and off. So what this means is whatever video you're creating, ensure people are able to get the message whether they're listening to the audio or not, because data shows that 85% of people, especially on mobile, watch videos with the audio off or audio very low or at very low levels. So you need to employ the use of things like captions or whatever. If people are talking on screen, use captions that people can easily read the message and get the message. So that's a very important tool for you to use when creating videos, especially the videos that will be consumed on social media and on mobile devices. So the next tip will be never assume that your audience knows what to do next. And this is particularly targeted at you when creating videos for the bottom of the funnel. Your call to action or CTA needs to be very, very clear. Sign up, call this number, visit this website, fill this form. It needs to be very, very clear. If not, people will watch and they skip over to the next video. Another tip is, especially if you are doing longer videos than 60 seconds, this will apply to videos, for instance, corporate films, things like that. So if you have videos that are longer than 60 seconds, instead of having the call to action at the end of the video, you can bring it to the middle of the video. So because we know that the attention span of people these days is a lot shorter, and people are likely to skip to the next video or skip to something else before they get to the end of the video if it's longer than 60 seconds. So bring the call to action to the middle, so you ensure that people see that call to action and most likely will take action before they even finish watching the video. The final tip I'll be giving is know the length that works. Typically for socials, it will be 15 to 45 seconds max. For YouTube, it will be between 2 to 5 minutes. So know the length that works best for different platforms. Now it will be a good time to hear from you guys. Share with us what your experiences have been with regards videos you created, those that worked, those that didn't work. Feel free to comment below. Leave all your stories in the comment section and let's hear. Feel free to also ask questions. It'll be easy for me to respond in the comment section and reply to your comments. The final tip before we come to the end of today's video will be don't forget to measure. Every platform today, whether it's social media, whether it's YouTube, every platform today has some sort of metrics tool. You can measure number of views, number of interactions, if people are liking, if people are commenting. You can easily measure these things so you know how well your video is doing. From there, you can also begin to measure your ROI, because if you've measured the number of leads that you've generated from whatever video you've created, you can then measure, okay, this is the number of leads that were generated from this campaign. You measure that, hence you can then kind of like figure out how to measure your customer acquisition cost. So this brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell to stay tuned for other videos that I'll be releasing on a weekly basis. My name remains Soji Ogunnaike. I'm a producer, director, editor, consultant, and I'm a video marketing expert in all things video content. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Soji Oguns.